Hi guys, hope you're alright. Bit of a strange background here today. It is Saturday the 2nd of December, the wife's at work, I've got the kids all day, and that means one thing. I am frigging sick of hearing about Peppa Pig.
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George. This is Mummy Pig.
At this stage I'd usually say, hi, I'm Andrew, I'm a watch addict, but the wife has given me a new introduction, so I'll give it a go. Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm a selfish prick. She doesn't mean it. Well, I hope not anyway. So it's just a quick video on why I am now wearing the Amiga Globemaster. I'm sat in the hallway just to try and get 5 or 10 minutes of peace from the kids because they're playing on the iPads, arguing over raisins now of all things. So it's the 2nd of January, and on New Year's Eve I took delivery of the Breitling Navitimer I. Basically over Christmas my parents very kindly gave me a budget and said, we're going to buy you a once in a lifetime watch, you know, it's going to be a keeper, it's going to be forever. So I was straight on the web pages looking for the best deals, and I would try to hope for an Amiga in the sale. And I got the Amiga Seamaster chronograph last generation, that was in the sale, in and around the budget that I wanted. But I missed out on that, unfortunately, on the web page. So I turned my attentions to an aqua terra on the sales, and again I missed out on that. That was an Olympic edition. Really good looking. I thought that could really work with my Zealand straps, but I lost out on that as well. Something to do with where the sale watches were held. They were all in tier 4 now, so they couldn't have access to the watches. You're like, oh! So I turned my attention to the Breitlings, and again, one of the Breitlings was in the sale, and I can hear banging in the background. Oh God! So one of the Breitlings was in the sale, and I couldn't get hold of that because that was in tier 4 as well. So I turned my attention. We upped the budget ever so slightly. I'm very grateful. Look at that. What do you want? What's going on? What? Big bag of sweets? It's the morning time, you can't have them. It's going to be one of them days. Right, so I was looking through the sale and I couldn't find anything in Amiga that I wanted. I missed out on a couple of watches. Turned my attention to Breitling. Again, one was in the sale. So the one that took my attention was the Breitling Navitimer I. Now, I've always liked the Navitimer dial and all that sort of setup, and I wanted something quite blingy. So something that whenever I'm in my parents' company or we're at a family do, I wanted to something that would compete with my Rolex. Yes, granted, it's never going to be my Rolex, but I want something that won't feel too inferior because I want to wear it in and around my parents as well as when I'm away from them, just because I'm so grateful that they've got me a wonderful gift. So I turned my attention to the Breitling Navitimer I, and it arrived on New Year's Eve, and I thought, what a fantastic, fantastic day. It just seemed so appropriate, really. So I got it by dinner time, but I had loads of jobs to do. By the time I'd sat down and looked at it and tried it on, it was about tea time, it was dark, got it out, and the time was already set, which makes me think a little bit about that now. So looking at it, enjoying it, gone to wind it, and I'm like, oh, that is really, really, really stiff. So I wound it up a few times, and I thought just leave it, try and enjoy it, try and just, you know, I took a few photos of it and I put a big new watch alert on Instagram about how it was a keeper forever, but it wasn't. So I woke up in the morning, New Year's Day, fresh as a daisy, we didn't have a drop of booze, and first thing I did, I wake up and I go to wind the watch, and I'm like, I really had to physically challenge myself. So obviously New Year's resolution is to get back in the gym, I think, but I couldn't move it, and that's the second Breitling this year that I've had a problem with. So panic stations, I thought I had a real shitstorm going on with my last Breitling, and that I didn't want to get into that situation again. So I thought, right, it's been less than 24 hours since I've taken delivery, I'll get into the shop, I'll show them the issue myself. And they accepted it there and then. So obviously I didn't have the online presence where I could pick up a watch there and then. I had to go to Leeds, Ernest Jones, and there's two in Leeds, one of them were closed, one of them were open, and the one that was open, they had the Globemaster in there. Funny enough, they also had the Tudor BB58 in blue, and immediately I am, wow. So I tried that on, I tried this on, and I'm like, I'm going to have to go get a coffee, have a think about what I want. And what I wanted is a watch that would last at that lifetime. I could trust it, I could have confidence, there was major brand recognition. I wanted something that my parents would know and like and understand as well, really. So when I realised that after 5 minutes of sitting down for a coffee, I realised that the Tudor was out the window. Yeah, it's a popular watch, it's a hot watch, it'd go well on Instagram, for example, but in 20 years' time, you know, my parents still might not know what a Tudor watch is. They've heard of Amiga, they've heard of Breitling, they've heard of Rolex. I think that's about it. So I think that's where I was going, where I wanted a watch that they'd heard of, that they'd respect, and they had the Globemaster, pretty much exactly the same price as the Breitling Navitimer. This was in the sale. Yes, it's on the leather strap. It comes with a deployment clasp. But when you put the stats of the Breitling Navitimer next to the Globemaster, you know, they're just worlds apart. This has got 60-hour power reserve. It's got 15,000 Gauss, is it? I think you say. 100-meter water resistance compared to 30-meter water resistance there. So, and it's gorgeous. The lume's fantastic. Oh, it's such a sexy watch. So Amiga, even the box, the presentation box is better. Breitling's there, and I think Amiga's up here somewhere, to be honest. So I'm super chuffed with it. I've got the Globemaster, and it might feel like a knee-jerk decision that I've just bought a watch because that's the only one that was around the same price in the shop. And I felt a bit of that. That's why I had to go away and get a coffee and just relax and shit, am I doing the right thing sort of thing. But actually, what we all do, we buy a new watch, what do? We get home and we watch videos on YouTube of the watch that we can physically see on our wrist. And that's exactly what I did. I was straight on YouTube looking at videos, and actually, it's been a slow burner. I have been watching YouTubes on the Globemaster for quite some time now. All the ones that I watched last night, I've already watched them. So ingrained in my brain, the Globemaster from quite some time ago. And oh, do you know what? I've really landed lucky that the Breitling had a bit of a ridiculously poor movement and winding action in it. I was really disappointed with that. I wanted to love it. It looked the part, looked the business, really photographed well from my Instagram page, but ultimately I'm done with Breitling now. It's going to have to take a massive turnaround for me to trust the brand and want to have one of their watches again, when I can trust this Amiga, the 10-year guarantee, the movement, it's got the 8900 in the back, it's got the Saturday's frigging power cut. I can't believe it. The other kid will come steaming in now. So yeah, I just wanted to say a quick video. That's what's happened. Basically, the Breitling just didn't stand the test of time. And one of my friends who is in the watch industry actually says that the amount of people that he knows that sells Breitlings, that they have to send them back to Breitling before they've even hit the shop window. That's terrible, isn't it? So everyone says Breitling are going in the right direction with the new owner, and I thought they were. I love the designs, I love everything about Breitling, but unfortunately I bought two Breitlings in 2020 and they both let me down massively. So I've gone for the Globemaster, sort of forced into the situation a little bit, but they're the best ones. It's hit me like a curveball, and I'm absolutely loving it. I've ordered the bracelet as well. That's coming in the next few weeks, fingers crossed, and then I'll get a true feel for it. But overall, even if I had to keep it on the leather bracelet, which is not me, I'm not a leather guy, it's fantastic. So yeah, that's the story of how I ended up with a keeper on New Year's Eve and then a different keeper on New Year's Day. Hope you enjoyed this quick video. There's going to be a proper review coming up of this in the near future, and my state of the collection video, I was going to do that on New Year's Day, big reveal of the Breitling, and it all went tits up, just like my Saturday. Right guys, over and out. See you in the next one.